Welcome to Unpack Reboot, where we squeak as much as the chair that we sit in.
We're going to talk about chairs today.
Chairs, furniture. It's your lucky day. Not really. What we're going to talk about today is something I've been eyeing for a while. I don't know why, other than I thought it looked pretty darn cool. So today is going to be an unboxing / reveal. He has not seen this. I have played with it some, not a whole lot, but it's in this heavy box here. The Maxfree K3 keyboard and touchscreen. You basically you'll see it, but it's a keyboard with a screen about as wide as this box, about that tall. You hook it up to your computer or phone, tablet. I mean, there's a bunch of things you can do with it. That was the cool thing. It was pretty versatile. But it's got a mechanical keyboard. And just adds a little bit of real estate to whatever you're doing. It's a tight fit box.
That it's got a little leather on the top.
Here it is. Like I said, it's chunky, and yeah, like he said, it has a cool little leather cover, nice and clicky. You can remove the keys. You lift this up. Take that off. Go ahead and pop this up. So it's like that. Now, if you push it back down, make sure you hold that, or you could break it. Please don't. It's not plugged in yet, obviously. Just kind of unboxing it. You want to hold it?
Do the keys light up when it's plugged in?
The keys do light up.
Got a little volume knob.
One thing in the back here, it's got a spot for the M.2 drive.
You can external.
Yep, external, and there is a flash drive or the card port too as well.
It's got SD card slot.
Yep.
USB-C, USB-C power delivery, and 2 USB-A slots.
Mm-hmm. And since I have opened it, this is not quite as nice as it was, but there's the keycap remover, the guitar pick for popping them, helping out, USB plug cord, and they did in the manual say they want you to put this part against the back, and there's actually a little cord holder on both sides, so you can run it along there and kind of keep it out of the way of the other cords and things going on. Here is came with one of those an HDMI cable that kind of splits off into 3 prongs here. Standard USB transfer, data transfer cable. This is the power, and then your USB-C cable all coming out of there. You may or may not need this. I kind of had a unique situation where the computer I use does not have an HDMI out. So I haven't fully figured out how I'm going to use it yet, because I got the picture to show up, but the keyboard and the touchscreen wouldn't work. And there's another situation where I got the keyboard to work and not the other. So without having an HDMI out, it's a project, but I'm going to try to figure that one out. So, but I did do one on the Chromebook.
Oh yeah!
And all I needed was this. Granted, unless it's plugged in, it's going to probably drain it pretty quick. But yeah, just that to a Chromebook. Now it has to be one of those fully functional ports, USB-C ports, because that's one thing. There's a lot of different cables out there that do different things, USB-C and ports. So hopefully if you have a laptop or computer has the fully functional port that carries power and the data, and then it came with an extra, I wouldn't even say extra, you may need all of them, but USB-C to standard USB. So
okay, so it has to have power then from the device.
Well, you could power it to the wall.
Oh, okay. Next to
this guy. So we will plug it in. This was kind of a cool touch, though. I have to say, this little leather cover just for the screen. It's just some elastic that fits around it. Kind of a nice touch. Manual. It does want you to download some drivers onto your computer, you know, if possible, touch screen drivers on your PC.
So is this, do you know if this works with tablets?
I believe it does if it's got the correct ports. It should. Because it should work. That was the thing. It should work with the phones. But see, I have the Motorola Razr, and on the Razrs they went with the cast the screen wirelessly. They actually took out the wired possibility on those. So I didn't have a phone to test it, but yeah, it's meant for phones that I could see you using like the Samsung Dex on it, and that would probably be really cool. Like I said, Motorola actually has a really good Connect app for PCs to basically run it like a PC, but mine was wireless. Well, this can't do wireless, so I was kind of out of luck on that.
Okay, so power delivery would just be to this red USB,
Yep,
correct?
correct.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's
All right, we're plugging it in,
Give it-
folks.
get power. I assume that's powered. And then does this go into your
There-
device? Or what's this one for? Or is this the
Now,
power?
you may not.
I'm just plugging everything in.
No,
see what
well,
happens. Just plug it all in.
there's different situations for different cords. There he goes. He did power it. So
Nice. We got the
what kind of ports does your tablet have?
USB-C.
So run this because it tells you it says please connect this port to our product sticker.
Whatever.
So we're gonna do what they ask because we're those kind of guys.
This is the first time we've ever done what they've said.
Plug it in there. Everything you got. Okay.
Let's see. It turned off on me.
Oh, there is. Oh, it's back on again. Is it loose?
Look at that.
Look. All right. So the tablet knows Stage Manager with an external display.
Look at that. So we're hooked up. I mean, this is an iPad Pro. Let's just open up a web page.
The touch screen working? Have you poked anything on it yet?
Doesn't want to work with the iPad. I think the iPad won't probably do that. Okay, so
if you have a stand, you can, just like in Windows, you can pick where the display's at.
Okay, so according to this, it's this is above my iPad view. Oh, well, look at this. The keyboard is over here. Since we have a keyboard hooked up too, so it's detecting the keyboard instead of popping up the keyboard on the screen. So, you know, we'll just go ahead and type upside down for a second.
Don't say we never do anything for you. He's actually a pretty good upside down typer, I have to say. I can't even type that fast facing it. Oh, there. Move to display. Yep. Look at that. Now see,
Hey.
can you?
Yeah,
It just doesn't work at all.
Nah,
Okay.
I don't think so. So in this case, it's probably like one of the worst. So if you lock the iPad, it locks that screen. Let's just see what happens when we tell it to mirror it, which would probably be really weird. No, it just mirrors it down the middle. Little tiny.
One cool thing I had going for a little bit on mine was I was actually editing a video on top, and I brought the Spotify. I don't remember if it was the app or what, but I brought it down across the whole bottom screen. That was kind of cool, just having it out of the way. But
yeah, I mean the keyboard's working great.
it is a nice keyboard. The ratio on there is a bit off. It's a little weird. I've seen people when I was researching this, they would use their switches or Steam Deck and actually just load it straight to the display.
That's speakers.
Yeah.
There's speakers in there too.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this.
Oh, we're good. Because we never.
That's why I was playing
we don't
with
want to talk.
Spotify.
We don't want to. Let's see.
I knew there was a reason I mentioned Spotify. Oh yeah, I could actually listen.
Yeah, so I mean the sound works. Relatively painless setup on a
Yeah.
with an iPad. Probably not the best use of it, but pull out the Evercade. We'll pull out the Evercade.
All right.
I disagree with using a smaller screen than the actual device.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you
I
can.
don't care. That's still stupid.
You're stupid.
You can go cook an
Oh, you cook.
egg on pavement that's hot, but should you? No, it's
I mean,
stupid.
Do you guys want us to cook egg on pavement? 'Cause
Probably.
I don't think it's hot enough.
All right, so this thing then would just hook up over here into this USB port or an HDMI
No, just
port.
do the one that we just do.
Well, that needs
Oh.
an adapter, USB-C.
What do you have on?
I mean, a switch isn't USB-C out.
Yeah, it is.
We'll try the Ally. Let's
You
see.
can see it actually plugged right in. Shows it.
The good old updated Doom 1 and Doom 2.
Yeah.
Just released not too long ago. See if we can blow out the speakers.
So maybe, like he said, probably not the most ideal use of it, but yeah, in some situations, maybe a emulator machine could get a bigger screen on it.
I mean, I think the use case is probably more like you're hooking it up to you're hooking it up as an extra screen to a computer.
Right, a laptop.
Yeah, like a laptop or even a desktop, like you said, like you could have Spotify going underneath or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a couple pictures where people would have their laptop stands where the laptop was up high and this was down low, and it's just kind of neat, but you use that as your full keyboard. You don't even use the laptop one.
And that's about the size of the screen, so you get a little better size comparison. So it does light up behind the keys, but the letters themselves are not backlit.
Right. Now you can load drivers on your computer that will let you customize the lighting, macros, some other things to it, just to kind of customize it your way. And you can, like I said, you can pop the keys off.
Yeah.
So if you want to put different ones on there,
I mean, this is also. I mean, we just plugged it in. I didn't install any software. Literally just plugged it in. The volume knob. I mean, it's working just like a regular keyboard. I'm assuming if a hard drive was in here, it'd just probably pop up instantly.
does that have a touch screen?
Yeah.
I wonder. Oh,
Yeah, so if it's on a computer hooked up to the computer, the touchscreen works.
yeah. So the touch screen did work in this case.
Yeah, so but I mean, it makes sense. A tablet.
Yeah,
support it
yeah,
still,
it just-
so
Like I said, I didn't get to test it too much. Kind of like to leave some uncertainty, as we call it, for the video too, to kind of go through it with you guys. But yeah, there it is. Like I said, it was just so different, and you can find videos of it. It cost about, at least from Maxfree, it was like maxfreeofficial.com. This was I think I got a discount. I left it in my cart, and then the next day they emailed
sent
me
you
a
the
percentage. So
come back for
yeah,
15,
and I think it was like 7% more, but I want to say it was about 220-ish. But on Amazon and a lot of other places, they easily go up to 400. And it is one of those things though where you can tell it's the same exact thing, just rebranded for different companies.
yeah.
So I was like, well, I mean, if it's the same thing, I might as well get the cheaper one. And their website was pretty legit looking, so I didn't feel nervous about doing it, but I thought I might as well get the cheaper one. But again, nothing in particular drove me to it other than I thought that would be really cool, just having below your computer. And then I did see where some people actually, when they travel, they take it with them because they say that they're the kind of people that normally take their whole keyboard and their backpack, their whole computer and everything with them. And this way they take just a small form factor computer, or again, a laptop or something, slap this on there, fold it down and throw it in the backpack. You don't have to worry about a keyboard anymore, just throwing a mouse, that, and the whatever the computer is, a little box desktop. But I guess I mean you could essentially use that as your screen if you were just in a temporary situation. It'd be
Yeah.
a little elongated, but you can definitely get by. I zoomed out on a browser page and it really wasn't too bad, other than you have to scroll a bit more to see things. But yeah, so far, like I said, I'm anxious to see what else I can do and hook it up to. I just wish my phone, that would have been the best if the Razer would have connected wired like all their other phones literally prior to the Razer did. And because they have a great smart connect software that basically lets you have a desktop, and that's really one of the big selling points for me. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking about my phone not connecting via wire. So what do you think? What's your take on it, just seeing it for the first time?
It's definitely cool. I think my issue is the the depth of it. It's like that makes it the depth of it makes it to where I personally couldn't use it with my desktop computer
Hmm.
because that's a lot of desk space where my monitor base sits. So unless my monitors were on a riser, like this literally
Yeah.
couldn't fit with my desktop computers. Um, but that's my main use case scenario. I'd see this being an extra screen. I mean, heck, the laptop I use was the Duo that has two screens, has a screen above the keyboard.
Yeah.
But that's the issue I would have with it is that I literally can't fit this on my desk because of
Right.
how deep it is.
I
Like,
think a lot of people do have two levels now, though, and risers, like you said, with like even mine had the hole underneath it, and I just kind of slid that part underneath. But I totally get that, especially in a situation where you're at a one level desk.
yeah,
You'd have to figure out a something to do with your other monitor. I don't know if you could actually,
like
if the base was small enough to set it
well,
on the back.
like I would honestly prefer to have this same setup. I don't care about the external storage,
Hmm.
and then maybe that would gain you the room where the cords would just plug in back here,
Right.
type thing. But I guess the screen then folds weird. But I mean, that's my. It's really cool. Like I could definitely see it being useful for, if you're working on software and then you put whatever else down here. I mean, you got some people will put their computer toolbars, like their bench, like the over the settings and stuff like that. I mean, I personally would probably put music or potentially even like email or something for what I'm working on that, tells me, hey, here's, I'd use it like that as the
Or
second
the
screen.
Chrome dinosaur game when the internet's not connected.
Yeah, solid stuff.
Jump the cactus on that one.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like I could definitely see it as like I'd see a lot of people using it for their Spotify or whatever playlists and putting it on this screen, like the extra kind of entertainment type stuff. Um,
Now, a few things I was nervous about. Obviously, the keyboard. You never know what you're going to get because, let's be honest, there's a vast level of keyboard you can get. I mean, you can get all kinds of mechanical keyboards, ones that shouldn't even be called mechanical keyboards. But I I think they did a pretty good job with this one. Didn't bother me any. The other part is just the build quality. Again, not sure. It's very heavy. It is. I don't know how many pounds this is, but it is really heavy, and it's almost like the bottom. I think the bottom might be have a metal plating, but then up here, because one time when I was accidentally putting the screen down, I kind of forgot the button, but I caught myself. So if you do get one, be very careful with that. The whole thing is plastic. The little
the top
shell
one,
around
yeah.
the keyboard. This you can tell there's a nice coating on the touch screen. Not to mention you get the cover. It comes with all the wires you need. A different device you don't see every day, and that's kind of what I like. Whether it's useful or not, I think I just need to find a.
No, I mean, I could see it with software or even someone does streaming, you put all your buttons on the touch screen, you can just tap it instead of having to have one of those little
Yeah.
streaming decks or any of the other shortcut things that
Right.
Used for video editing and stuff as well.
And I really see the phone because, like I said, again, a Samsung deck or the Motorola, because you can buy those lap docks, the shells. I've always kind of eyed those too. But if your phone does work, I mean, you can have that hard drive, have some extra files, save back and forth. Just pop your phone on and take that with you. Really, no more. It's heavier than most laptops, but I wouldn't say much bigger, just a little more square than laptops.
I
But
agree with that.
all in all, pretty cool. If we try some things with it and want to do an update down the road, we'll let you know. I would unpack it personally. Thank God, because it's 200 something dollars later.
I personally would have to reboot it because I simply can't use it
Yeah.
because of the depth. Like I said, if there's another version that came out that this was shorter, I mean, it's cool. It's very expensive, but it's also geared towards you wanting external storage.
Right.
So, like, I feel like if they have another version that doesn't have the external storage, and also, like, I mean, someone could be even like speakers and stuff. You might not even, I mean, might not need speakers. Like, it's cool, but I wouldn't use half of its features for the price. So, for that, I'd have to reboot it. But, if you need all those features, then it's cool.
I mean, I feel like I probably paid more than I would like for sure. I don't know what kind of price because it does have a lot to it. I think in the right situation, it's not going to bother some people, but you get some of them priced, like I said, 300 to 400. Yeah, I would definitely have to step back from that. So I've pretty much hit my peak on that. Anyway, that being said, there's another device with mixed results. Take that as you will. You got any questions on it? Let us know if you have one. What you've done with yours. We'd like to hear. So,
I like the direction they're going with technology, like on keyboards, doing some pretty cool stuff.
yeah. So appreciate it as always. Like, subscribe, and tell us your stories, and
Do all the things.
check out some of our other wild things we've filmed too.